Hi and welcome to In Her Shoes. I'm Susie Daphnis. My guest today is Louise Woodbury, co-author of The Invisible Entrepreneur and The Invisible Partnership. She's also CEO of Quantum Dynamics, a leading consultancy that specialises in supporting fast-growth, small to medium-sized businesses. Louise, welcome.
Thank you, Susie.
Thank you for joining us. Now, you work with leaders to make them more effective. And one of the things that I want to look at with you today is the role that a team of advisors can play to a business owner. So I want to start by asking you, what role should mentors and advisors play in business?
Great. How I want to start is that a small to medium-sized business owner, first of all, has got to make a decision that they are ready to take on a mentor, an advisor, or in fact a board of advisors if they want to go to that level. Because this is a really important role of the advisor. Before you start choosing, who you need on your team and things like that, is that you've got to be really up for the game that is going to take place in your life. Because the role of the mentor and the advisor is to stretch you. Now, if you're not ready to be stretched, then this is going to be a rather overwhelming and daunting experience. And also, this isn't about abdicating your responsibility when you're a business owner. This is about you being willing to be coached. So what you've got to do is you've got to ask how coachable you are. So that's what I would really recommend, is that you take a look at, are you ready to have a mentor and an advisor in your business?
That's a good question that probably takes some people quite a while to decide.
Exactly.
So say I have decided that I am ready. What business issues can an advisor help me with?
Well, depending on the phase and the cycle that you're in business. So if you've been in business for 12 months, then effectively it might be, right, I've done my first 12 months, what now? Where can I go? If you've been in business for 30 years, which, some of my clients range from anywhere from startups to, businesses that have been around for 40 years, effectively it's really where to now. And ultimately then, is it financial mentoring and advising that you need? Is it fast growth? Is it simply a sounding board? Because, having been in business for almost, 20 years myself, as I grow in my business, my need for the mentors shift and change. So effectively, this isn't some decision where you get the one mentor for life. You actually might need just a mentor for a particular phase that you're in. With a business that's been around for 40 years, it's all about succession planning, and especially in the family businesses that I'm working with. The fathers, ready to kind of, hand over to their children. Are the children ready? So again, it's quite a different role than, somebody who's been in business for 12 months.
So you mentioned financial. What other types of roles can advisors play?
Well, I think if you look at the key areas, there would be sales, there would be marketing, there would be operational, and one of the key roles that I really play with our clients is the emotional sounding board as well as the logical head. So I can bring the head and the heart together. And I think that is a really important kind of issue for small business owners to be mindful of, is that you can have everything, systemized, or you might have the best marketing plan, you may have the best sales strategy and sales cycle, but if you're not really connected with your head and your heart in business, what is it? It's more stuff that you can tick boxes about. So definitely that is really critical from my point of view, that you get somebody who can really support you and nurture you in your own development.
You bring up a really good point, because as the longer we're in business, the more we learn. We can acquire skills at pretty much any business school.
Yes.
But what it takes to run a business and continue to run a business year after year when faced with challenges, I think that's where your talk about the heart and the head, the spirit of how do you stay committed and keep growing. I think that role of the advisor is so important, and as you say, who that is and what's relevant changes over time.
Absolutely. So what you've got to look at is, I kind of put choosing an advisor is like recruiting your new team member. You need to have a really clear brief. You also need to look at the strengths of who you are as the business owner, and then the complementary strengths of an advisory team member. Effectively, it is also really looking at, I play the role of unreasonable friend, and what that is that I expect more of the business owner than they will ever expect of themselves. So I'm stretching them, but I'm doing it very in a nurturing way. some of them won't agree. But effectively what it is really just requiring them to step up and be the leaders that they're choosing to be, rather than, you don't take on running a business to have a job. You well and truly know that. And also, most business owners don't ever go into business with an end point. They go in, they kind of think it just all flows from that point of view. So sometimes it's really nice to know what is going to be achieved in this 12-month period. And look, we're in a brand new decade, so effectively we've got such a privileged opportunity to take it to a whole new level. Whatever we did in the last decade isn't going to work in this decade. We're very clear. So this is where the advisors play even more significant a role, because we don't have time to make mistakes as business owners in this current environment.
Because it's moving so quickly.
It's moving very quickly. And the role of an advisor speeds up the decision-making process. It also just simply allows you not to go down the track that could be a dead end. It's around investigating that. It's about brainstorming with these people. And if you really kind of consider that your advisory team is like your mastermind group, so effectively you can tap into their knowledge. And bottom line is, if they're great advisors, they may not need to answer it, but they know where to go, even if they don't have the correct answer for you. So it's like a network that you can tap into, which all business owners, it's a lonely business running a business. You kind of taking charge of things, you're being stretched in all sorts of directions, and sometimes it is so overwhelming. I have my own mentors and advisors, because there's no way I could make all the decisions on my own. So it's a powerful role.
It's a powerful role. Tell me, you've been in business, as you said, 20 years. You've obviously learned a thing or two about what works and doesn't.
Yes.
What couple of tips could you leave our viewers with?
The really critical tips for me would be that you cannot abdicate your responsibility to these people. You can't blame them, and you can't justify why you can't do whatever they're requesting of you. So effectively, this is about you taking on the responsibility, because if you take responsibility, they'll take responsibility with you. The second thing is that this is a partnership from my point of view. The role of your mentor and advisor is a very intimate relationship, as I see it. This is around connecting heart to heart. This is around a level of intimacy that you'll have with nobody else. So you've got to trust this person. You've got to look at, there's an emotional and a logical aspect to this partnership. And the third one would be just have it be non-negotiable. Ultimately, if you're in business, you need to have a mentor, an advisor. Don't consider that you can actually do business without one.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.